Hi beautiful souls, so it's Tan here today again with the first video of our 5 stages of a healthy long-term relationship series and the astrology of it. So in this video I'll be talking about the first stage of having a long-term relationship, and that is the attraction or the romance stage. Now the attraction or the romance stage can last anywhere between 6 months to 2 years into a relationship. And this stage is when you just met somebody and you just feel like your heart is just beating so fast when you're around them and you don't know why, and you have butterflies in your stomach and you're sort of texting and then you're going back and forth and there's so much energy happening and you're just flirting, and then you can't wait to see what they're going to be like in the bedroom and all those kind of things. So now the attraction stage, I would consider there to be various kinds of attraction that you can have towards another person, and it depends on the relationship. Some relationships are going to be heavier on certain types of attraction, and other relationships may be heavier on other types of attraction. So the different types of attraction that I'll be addressing is, first of all, the physical attraction. And then we've got sort of sexual attraction. So this is a little bit different. The physical attraction is mainly just your partner's physical body and what you like about it, and the way they move and their mannerism and their style. But the sexual sort of chemistry or attraction is actually getting on together in the bedroom, which requires more than just something visual or something of the pheromones. It requires more than that. And then there's sort of the mental or intellectual attraction and chemistry. When you talk about the same things, you're interested in the same things, you speak in the same language. The third type of attraction would be more of the spiritual attraction. So it's sort of something that is felt on a soul level, something familiar and karmic even. And sort of being on the same spiritual growth as your partner, or at least complementing each other on your spiritual growth. And the last type of attraction would be sort of a lifestyle attraction, meaning that you and your partner sort of enjoy the same types of food, you sort of enjoy traveling to the same places, leisure time, leisure activities are similar, and there's an attraction because of that. Now, the last thing that I do want to mention within this attraction stage is going to be idealization, meaning that what you can look for in the synastry between you and your partner that is showing a high amount of avoidance of conflict and idealization, because you're so in love and you do not want to see your partner for who they really are. So within this video alone, I will talk mainly about physical attraction and what you can look for in the synastry chart of you and your partner to see how much physical attraction you have and what kind of physical attraction you have towards each other. So if you're not sure how to get a synastry chart done, I will walk it through with you real quickly in this video. So to get the synastry chart done, you can go to astro.com, and after that you can go to extended chart selections, and then you will have to fill in the birth information for 2 people, you and your partner. So you can click to add a new person. And then you will come back to this page and you will choose, I would recommend that you choose your birth information, your natal chart first, and then you choose your partner's natal chart in the drop-down box below. And then you will select Synastry Chart 2. That's the basic one. And what I highly recommend that you do when you're looking at the synastry chart is that you go to the aspect selections and you put the orbs here sort of close, because in synastry we're looking for tighter orbs. You want to look for, you can put the orbs at around 80%, and I would recommend that you turn on aspects to all objects so that you get aspects to ascendant, midheaven, north node, things like that. And then I would recommend that you also turn on quintiles and biquintiles. These are really, really great, interesting aspects to be looking for in synastry. And yeah, and also I would highly recommend that you turn on Juno as well. And that's it. Then you can click to see the Synastry chart. Click here to show the chart. So you will see that you are the blue planets in the inner circle and your partner is the one on the outer circle. And you know, if it's really hard for you to sort of read these aspects because of all these lines, you can get a PDF copy of the aspects that are indicated to make it easier to see by clicking to look at additional tables over here. All right, now that you've got that done, let's see if there are any physical attraction between you and your partner. The first thing that you should be looking for, this is a really good indicator, is if you or your partner have the ascendant conjunct to the other person's Mars. And when we're talking about a conjunction, we mean same sign. So if you have a conjunction but it's not in the same sign, I wouldn't really consider this to be a conjunction because it would defeat the purpose of the conjunction, of had the ease and these, the expression of the style that's the same, right? So Mars conjunct ascendant is the first thing that you want to be looking for. If Mars is in the other person's first house, this is going to be stronger than Mars in the 12th house, all right? So Mars in the first house conjunct to the ascendant. This is going to show that the Mars person, what they find sexually attractive, or especially if it's the man's Mars or the Mars of the person who is more masculine, if this is a gay relationship, what they find sexually attractive and what they really sort of find they want to just get with in the bedroom is reflected in the ascendant, in the physical body of the other person. So this is a great physical attraction. But this one, you know, you have to be a little bit careful because Mars is a bit aggressive and Mars is a bit of, you know, he can be a bit of a jerk sometimes, basically. So the Mars person may, doesn't necessarily mean they will, but they may be wanting to control the physical body of the ascendant person, or they may be jealous or possessive of the body of the ascendant person. But this is not in a plutonic, dark way. This is just more in a, they can get easily angry if the ascendant person sort of is closer to another person with their physical body and things like that. But this is generally pretty attractive. The second thing you want to be looking for is if you have an ascendant conjunct Venus. So one of your Venus conjuncts the other person's ascendant. And this is stronger if Venus is in the first house, and the closer Venus is to the ascendant, the more the attraction is. But this is the Venus person sort of really feels that the ascendant person is just beautiful. They just look like the ideal physical partner, like their body, the way they move, the way they do things is romantic. It makes them feel romantic. It makes them feel like they just fall in love with that, and they sort of have this adoration, this admiration towards the ascendant person and the way they express themselves. So this is a really, really strong indicator of physical attraction. The third thing that you want to be looking for is if you've got a Pluto conjunct ascendant in the synastry. Now you have to keep the orbs here really close because Pluto is a very generational planet, so no more than 3 degrees conjunction, and stronger if Pluto is in the first house as well and in the same sign as the ascendant. So, but this is a kind of unexplainable physical attraction with regards to the Pluto person who is attracted to the ascendant person and and feels that the ascendant person has something that they unconsciously need. That if they can possess the body of the ascendant person, the Pluto person feels that they're going to be more secure. Now this is one of the red flags in synastry. I don't know if you've watched that video. I have made a video on red flags in synastry. Links up above in the description box below. Because attraction is not something that can make a relationship last. It's just at an initial stage, and with the plutonic attraction, it's dark. There's something that the Pluto person doesn't even realize that they need from the ascendant person, but they need it from the ascendant person. So be careful if you have this one. Now, Some other indicators that you can be looking for in the synastry is if you have Mars or Venus in these houses of your partner or vice versa. So if Mars or Venus goes into the first house, we just talked about that, and of course if it's conjunct the ascendant, means really close to the ascendant, then the stronger this is. Or Mars and Venus in the 5th house, the 8th house, the 7th house, and the 2nd house. So, Mars or Venus in the 5th house rules fun, sex, fun, sexuality. So we can see the connection there. The 8th house, that is deeper sexuality. So this is a magnetic attraction, especially for Mars. If Mars goes into the 8th house of the partner. The 7th house, this is also really magnetic, but in terms of needing to partner up with the other person because you like something about them, the way that they project their social and sexual planets outwardly. It's a partnering up, ideal partner kind of a placement. The 2nd house, Mars and Venus in the 2nd house. The 2nd house is ruled by Taurus, which rules sensuality, pleasures, indulgences. If you put Mars, the planet of sex, or Venus, the planet of sensuality, in the house of sensuality, you're just doubling up the sensuality, and sensuality sort of is what a lot of people need to lead to sex. So this is very attractive if you have this in synastry. Now, this also works for the ascendant as well. So if one person's ascendant falls into the other person's 5th house, not first, because then you have the same ascendant sign, so that doesn't really work. But if someone's ascendant falls into the other person's 5th house, 7th house, or 8th house, the physical body, the ascendant, of the ascendant person fits what the other person considers sensual, sexual, and magnetic and alluring and fascinating. All right, so a couple more aspects that you can be looking for with regards to physical attraction is going to be a Sun conjunct Venus. So one person's Sun conjuncts the other person's Venus. This is more of the Venus person is attracted to the Sun, because the Sun represents our vitality, our energy, our aura. So the Venus person is really attracted and loves the Sun person's aura and the way they, when they're confident and when they are proud of themselves, when they're expressing themselves, the Venus person feels that there's some values. It aligns with what they value, and they're going to be attracted to that. I find that with this placement, the Venus person a lot of the times really likes the way the Sun person dresses, really likes the way the Sun person is within their career, things like that. Sun conjunct Mars or Sun opposite Mars. So one person's Sun is conjunct or opposite to the other person's Mars. And you're gonna, with these aspects, again, I want to mention that you're gonna have to keep it within the right sign. So if the Sun is in, Virgo, the Mars has to be in Pisces for it to be opposition. Or the Sun is in Virgo, the Mars would have to be in Virgo for it to be in a conjunction. Same with all of the other aspects. So yes, this is the Mars person's, what they think about sexuality is exactly what the Sun person has with regards to their aura and their energy. So this can cause a bit of a heat when the two people get together. The last thing that I want to mention with regards to physical attraction is a Sun conjunct Pluto, Sun square Pluto, or Sun opposite Pluto. So one person's Sun is conjunct, square, or opposite to the other person's Pluto. Now you have to keep the orbs here really close. This one would be like a 5 degrees maximum orb, because Pluto is a generational planet again. And it would have to be the right signs, okay? This one, the Pluto person, again, is fascinated or is magnetically drawn to the Sun person's aura, energy, the way they go about their lives, but in a way that, the Pluto person can't quite explain. The Sun person has something that they, again, unconsciously feel lights up their darkness. And, Pluto is the planet of Hades, right? It's ruled by Hades, and it rules the underworld. And the sun sort of makes the Pluto person feel like they get to see the sunlight again. They feel warmer. They feel like they've come alive. And because of this, there can be this obsessive need for the Pluto person to keep the sun person around, or to control or manipulate the sun person to being or to doing what they need. But because Pluto and the sun are both really strong planets, it's not going to be as abusive or as toxic as Pluto and the ascendant. You see what I mean? The sun person sort of most of the time tends to sort of, if it's a square or an opposition, sort of fights back to the Pluto person, and then the both of them sort of transform each other, and then they move on and have a relationship that could be okay. So this is a really, really interesting overlay to have in Synastry. Alright guys, I think those are some of the aspects and placements that really indicates physical attraction in a relationship. If you have any of these between you and your partner, do comment below and let us know what your experiences have been. If you have a lot of these, do comment below and let us know what your experiences have been. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below if you haven't. If you have, then thank you very much. If you're interested in birth chart readings or Synastry chart readings, you can always visit my website and check out my services. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!